The community has been drugged through a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to the power of Deadwire within the ammo mod system in Cold War Zombies. While it started off mediocre, it was then buffed back to Black Ops 3 levels of insanity on accident, followed by a quick and decisive nerf that made it all but useless. And with the most recent update, Deadwire is back to its not so effective but better than nothing levels of power. This has caused the community to lose trust in Treyarch when it comes to the game balance of the zombie mode, especially considering in the most recent update, the zombie health cap was raised to be 4 times as high as it has been since launch. This has left the community up in arms and asking, what does Treyarch have against players having fun? To find our answer, we must first look back at the first iteration of ammo mods, called alternate ammo types in Black Ops 3. Why were alternate ammo types even implemented in the first place? What role do they serve? What problem do they fix? Alternate ammo types were implemented to help alleviate some of the tediousness and boredom of high rounds. Before Black Ops 4, zombies did not have a health cap, which meant that, in the high rounds, their health would reach near infinite levels. This meant that if a weapon did not have infinite damage, it would be useless in high rounds. As a result, this required players to solely rely on either utilizing traps to kill zombies one horde at a time, which can be slow and tedious, or using a wonder weapon as the only viable strategy to reach high rounds. Seeing as the zombie mode is all about how high of a round you can get to, having so few viable strategies is detrimental to the replayability of a mode that is heavily reliant on being replayable. Not to mention, in most zombie maps before Black Ops 3, the wonder weapon was only found within the mystery box, so having the main high round strategy rely on players getting lucky with the mystery box was not necessarily the ideal gameplay experience. In an effort to give players more agency over how they reached high rounds, Treyarch introduced alternate ammo types. After pack-a-punching their weapon a second time, it would apply a random alternate ammo type, which provided players with a variety of unique elemental effects that deals infinite damage to any weapon. Wall weapon, box weapon, with the exception of wonder weapons, players now had the means to achieve high rounds with a large pool of weapons. And that was the community's first problem. High round players who did go through the tediousness and monotony of setting up and reaching high rounds in previous titles felt this new game mechanic cheapened that accomplishment. No longer were high rounds only for players willing to get lucky with the mystery box or slowly walking hordes of zombies through traps. Now players could use any weapon they wanted, so long as players could train well enough to hardly get touched and they had a weapon or weapons with the right combination of alternate ammo types. High rounds were far more accessible. However, with the high rounds being more accessible, it naturally meant that they were far less of a challenge than they were before, even if they were considerably fairer and more engaging for the player base. The second issue with alternate ammo types is the meta change that occurs when choosing a weapon for high rounds. The dilemma happens because alternate ammo types work just as effectively on wall weapons as they do on box weapons. Furthermore, wall weapons can provide players a complete refill on ammo. The combination of those two elements eliminated any incentive to roll the mystery box or choose anything other than the wall weapon closest to your high round training strategy. While weapons still handled differently, alternate ammo types eliminated any meaningful difference with their damage profiles. This resulted in a gameplay experience that, while technically had more variety in it, did not have any meaningful variety. Treyarch heard this feedback loud and clear. High rounds became too easy because alternate ammo types were too strong, weapons lost their uniqueness due to alternate ammo types being the only way to kill zombies in high rounds. With these concerns being voiced so heavily in Black Ops 3, it only makes sense that Treyarch would want to limit the strength and viability of ammo mods within Cold War. One could make the argument that this is exactly why Treyarch has nerfed Deadwire and Shatterblast. However, throughout the years of development that the zombie mode went through, combined with the unique characteristics of Cold War Zombies, I believe that Cold War Zombies is in the perfect position to make a return to the Black Ops 3 strength of ammo mods. With alternate ammo types, the two main drawbacks were that they were so strong they nullified the difficulty of high rounds. At the same time, they functionally eliminated weapon variety. I believe Cold War's game mechanics do a wonderful job combating these issues without the need to reduce the power of ammo mods. First, let's tackle the difficulty. High rounds in Cold War are actually significantly more threatening than any other zombie game in the series. For starters, super sprinters were introduced in Black Ops 4 and brought back in Cold War as another level of difficulty to challenge the player after round 50. Additionally, Cold War Zombies introduces a different dynamic regarding zombie damage. Zombies will begin to deal significantly more damage as the rounds progress. This makes it so that high round players need to play more purposefully and get hit far less than players in the earlier rounds. In combination with zombies dealing more damage as the rounds progress, zombies will begin spawning in with varying levels of armor. So even though zombies do technically have a health cap, adding armored zombies into the mix only demands more from players the higher rounds they go. None of these mechanics were present with Black Ops 3. As such, of course, the alternate ammo types seemed broken and overpowered. However, would the community see them as too strong if the zombies were super sprinting, dealing more damage, and taking more damage? Honestly, I don't believe so. But difficulty is only one problem that needed to be solved. What does Cold War do to improve the weapon variety? For that, Treyarch added a health cap for zombies. After a certain round, the zombie health will no longer increase with every round. This, in theory, allows bullet weapons to stay relevant infinitely. Unfortunately, with this most recent patch, Treyarch increased this health cap too severely, in my opinion. Most players are frustrated with the change because it results in too many weapons taking an ineffective amount of ammo to make any meaningful impact on the horde. In theory, lowering the health cap of zombies would allow weapons to remain effective, which would naturally result in larger weapon variety. With that being said, I don't believe that lowering the health cap is the only solution to increasing weapon variety in high rounds. The issue with alternate ammo types was that the base statistics of weapons became irrelevant. For my solution, I would love to see the strength of ammo mods be directly tied to each weapon, or at the very least, each weapon class. For example, let's say that Deadwire on LMGs would be able to kill around 20 zombies with a longer cooldown time. Since LMGs have a higher than average damage in exchange for their mobility, Deadwire should be more powerful. However, the longer cooldown would allow players to take advantage of the LMG's more powerful damage. In contrast, Deadwire on SMGs might only be able to kill, say, 5 zombies, but have a shorter cooldown time. Since SMGs are weaker and won't be able to kill as many zombies, the cooldown time is shorter, but for balance, and to represent the SMG category, it would also kill fewer zombies per activation. And this is something we can really get crazy with. Have SMGs be able to turn multiple zombies for a short duration, so that you can have up to 5 and 6 turn zombies at once more frequently. Then allow for snipers to only turn one zombie, but have it last for a significantly longer duration. Cryo-freeze can work as it does now with pistols, having a near instant cooldown, but only affecting 1 to 3 zombies. Then you have shotguns produce a huge frost blast type of effect when cryo-freeze is added, slowing down dozens of zombies and weakening them, but balancing it so that it takes a longer time to activate. Napalm burst can deal small amounts of damage to a small group of zombies when used by weak weapons, yet with stronger weapons, the burning effect gets faster, harsher, and spreads to more zombies. Shatterblast would pair nicely with ARs or SMGs. With a short cooldown time and smaller radius, it could be utilized to strip off armor of the horde. Then, moving to more powerful weapons like snipers or LMGs, the explosions could be more powerful so that they can wipe an entire horde. Implementing this ammo mod system that has various levels of power depending on the weapon that you're using would, ideally, be able to retain the core elements of the base weapons being used, yet also utilizing the power, fun, and excitement of ammo mods. Imagine having Deadwire on the Tundra be completely different than Deadwire on the 74U. It would incentivize players to try out all ammo mods on every weapon, and truly get a unique experience for each weapon on high rounds. Normally, I would think that this suggestion is too crazy or out there to even be taken into consideration, but over the course of Cold War, Treyarch has buffed and nerfed the ammo mods so frequently, both in strength and cooldown time, it inspired me to come up with this idea. It seems relatively easy to change the cooldown time and balance the strength of each ammo mod. Since Treyarch has done it so frequently, why not just tie the strength of the ammo mod to the strength of the base weapon, instead of trying to make one ammo mod work with every weapon? Oh well, that's just my crazy idea. Treyarch is so close to creating the perfect balance of ammo mods. I do believe they have taken a step back by increasing the zombie health cap. However, I think increasing the effectiveness of each ammo mod, alongside providing different power levels for each weapon class, would be an appropriate decision to help keep every weapon unique and relevant, and more importantly, fun in high rounds. Treyarch has attempted to modify the balance of ammo mods numerous times over the years. Unfortunately, it seems that nothing has truly turned their heads and burst out as something perfectly balanced. Here's to hoping that maybe some of my ideas will be a blast to the developers and inspire them to wire up something fun. Thank you all so much for watching, and for all of your support of this channel. I am having an absolute blast creating these videos, and I hope you are enjoying watching them. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, join my Discord, and subscribe for more Cold War Zombies content. And as always, stay beautiful.
Requiem, Alpha site just went nuclear. Dooney has been destroyed. Good work, strike team. We've closed the breach.